Hey, welcome in. Coach Hopper here from thedjcoach.com, here to bring you a lesson all about smoothing out the mix by using EQ and filters. So in this lesson today, we're going to talk a little bit more about what is EQ, why do we use it, when do we use it, how do we use it, how do we use it to make our mix sound better. Let's jump in. First of all, I want to point out that our EQ is right here on each channel. So each channel has a set of knobs that essentially control the different frequencies that we have in the track. So I've got my low, my mid, and my high frequencies. Now, in order to really experience this, what I would suggest is to put on a track, be able to let the song play, and try to get to the point of the song where there's a lot of stuff happening, right? So there's a lot happening here in this drop. If I take out the low, it's pretty obvious. I took out all the low frequency, all those bass sounds. Take out the mid, and now I've got my high and my low, but the middle section is empty. And I'll take out my high. It sounds a bit muffled, as if somebody put something over the speaker. So the high is going to give us some clarity. Now, these three knobs you will have on pretty much any type of mixer or controller, and this is a pretty universal set of knobs that you will see. In fact, you'll even see this on a car stereo or your home stereo. I do want to point out that the default position is straight up and down, oftentimes referred to as 12 o'clock if you're looking at an old school clock. So when you take the low out and then you return it back, it should come back to 12 o'clock. We should really try our best not to push too far past the 12 o'clock side. So we're rarely here. When you start to do that, you start to distort some of the frequencies. Why is the EQ necessary? Well, when we're mixing two songs together and we've got them playing together for an extended period of time, let's say 8 bars, 16 bars, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to eliminate some of the double that we have, right? So we'll have double the low, double the mid, double the high. So we're getting that on each side. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take out the low on this track that's coming in and keep the low of the track that's playing. Then at some point in time, maybe halfway through the mix point, I would swap them. I'd bring the bass up on this side and I'd take the bass down on this side. In this way, we're not going to have as much redundancy happening and not as much of this double bass sort of sound. We can do the same with the mids and also the high. Let me show you. I'm going to start with my low down. Here we go. Let's get it lined up first. Start to bring it in. Now we're going to swap the bass. I can now start taking out the mid too. Take out some of the high. Below our low knob, we have a filter knob. We've got that on each side. Now the filter is technically an effect, but it does also deal with frequencies. So if I move to the right, we're going to get a high pass filter, which is letting the highs pass through, all of our high frequencies. And if we go to the left, we're getting all of our lows passing through. So you could sort of think about this knob as affecting all three of these at the same time, to some degree. It's also bending the frequencies as well with the filter, creating this really cool sort of sound. You've heard this before, but I'll do it for you so you can hear it. Before a drop is pretty nice. You can use it like that to create tension. When I'm in the middle, back to 12 o'clock, it turns off the effect, and you feel the notch. You'll want to do the filter on beat. It'll sound best when it's on beat, especially between phrasing. So now let me show you how we can use this in the mix. Here we go. Make my adjustment. And bring my low in. Low pass filter. Notice I'm not touching any of the other EQ. Now I can do the same thing with the high pass filter. Let's try that. Make my adjustments. It's eliminating the low, just giving me the high frequencies. One other way we can use the filter is to create more tension, even more tension during that build right before the drop. You do have to know your tracks, and this is really important, but I'll show you how we can use the filter to be able to create this. So here we go. We're at the build right before the drop. High pass filter, more tension. You gotta know where the track's at. You gotta be moving to it. Well, there you have it. That is the EQ and the filter, where they are, how to use them, when do you use them. Keep in mind, one of the things that's so important, the EQ and the filter are great, but you also need to know the tracks. And so take time breaking down the songs, figuring out how these pieces can fit together like pieces of a puzzle. Have some fun with the EQ and filter, and I will see you on the next one.